Ashlyn.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Marla.
And we want you to mansplain baseball elsewhere. So it is Monday, February 1st, 2021. We made it through the first month of this year.
Did we? I guess we did technically.
Technically we did. We survived. It was a pretty crappy month overall, but that's okay. So my toast is to Hank Aaron and Don Sutton. So I want to include both of them.
Yeah.
Because that happened since we last recorded. So, yes.
Still hits me sometimes, especially the
I
other day.
I haven't watched any of the specials. Like, I can't do it. And I
haven't either.
Especially, and I'm sure Ashlyn maybe feels the same way. Like, we had losses in our personal lives.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like already vulnerable. Not gonna howl on top of it.
Yeah, like I'm not going there right now. I'll watch it eventually. Like I bookmarked everything I wanted to watch, but like I haven't watched anything.
In a couple of months, when you need a good cry, there you go.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I cried for like 4 days, and probably still will. And I'm sure, especially once the season actually starts, and there's going to be all sorts of remembrance stuff before games, I know I'm going to be a mess. So,
and I don't think I think most people in America know he was a good baseball player, great baseball player. And I think most people have some understanding how much of an influence he had off the field. But talking to people who are fans of other sports, I don't think they realized how involved he still was with the Braves at his age. Like, I mean, you say like before games, like he was on,
he was in
fairly
the booth
regularly.
Yeah, like
he was in the booth.
Like you turn on a random Tuesday night game and he's there like in the booth.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, cool.
Like he just decided to show up at Truist or SunTrust or whatever park we happened to be at that year. And they're like, oh, Hank Aaron's here. Let's throw him in the booth, And, but anyway, it's hard. But I'm toasting with my Deer Park Black Cherry Sparkling Water. So
I did not know Deer Park made sparkling water.
Me neither.
I think they just started
all the time
because it was BOGO at Here's Teeter, so they must be like trying to like
promote
get the word out. Yeah, promote. That's the word. I should learn that since we got merch and stuff now.
Whatever.
We can self promote.
But
Deer Park, call us.
Yeah, Deer Park.
I would love some Deer Park sparkling water.
It's really good with vodka on the weekends.
I bet it is.
But
it's also good with vodka on the Monday. But anyways.
Yeah, I'm trying not to drink during the week just because I'm on telework more, like twice as much now. So I already kind of halfway slip into that. Oh, I can stay up till like 1 a.m. because I'm on telework tomorrow.
Yeah.
I still have to actually work.
Right. Yeah, no, it's hard. That's why I can't work from home. Like whenever I'm stuck here because this kids are on fucking quarantine again for like the 900th time, I lose my mind because I cannot focus. I can't sit down and just work for like hours on end. Like I can't do it. I can't do it. All you people have been working at home for like a year now. Y'all are fucking superheroes.
I don't know how y'all do it because I have kids that live above me in an apartment above me and they're home because it's all virtual now for my county and I want to murder them and they're not even in the same apartment.
It's all full.
Yeah,
So anyway, shout out to teachers as well. I don't know if we're just toasting.
You guys should be millionaires.
Seriously.
Wow.
Anyway, Marla, who are you toasting to?
I'm going to also toast to Hank Aaron, but in a different vein because he was the last player who played in the Negro League who was also called up to be regular and called up, quote unquote, called to be a regular in the MLB. And today's the first day of Black History Month. So props to him. His whole life was a beacon of the civil rights movement. And it's hard between him and losing John Lewis last year. And but we'll tell your story, Hank. So cheers to him. Cheers to Black History Month.
What are you cheersing with?
I've got, I don't know if you can see it in the thing, but I've just got our J Seeds apple cider whiskey. I've got it in my Metropolitan Riveters mug, and I have a Death Star ice cube that you can't see because it's a solid mug, but that's okay. So I'm in a happy place right now.
And your Women Belong in Sports softest hoodie ever.
Comfiest hoodie. I have other hoodies from John Boy Media, and this one somehow is the softest and comfiest one. I don't know why, it just is. Not that the other ones are uncomfy, to clarify, but this one's extra.
Ashlyn, you are muted.
Look at me running my mouth. Anyways, I had to mute it because of the kids, so now I'm not. When I got my cropped Mansplain baseball hoodie from John Boy, I was like, bro, this is the comfiest hoodie I've ever got in my life. This is the best thing ever. I love it so much. Then I got the Women in Sports one. I was like, I probably will never wear that other hoodie again. That's not true. But you know what I mean. It's way.
Yeah, something's definitely different about this.
Like, one. I don't know what it is, but I want to know because I want all hoodies from all companies to be made out of whatever the fuck that is.
Okay, so while we're talking about this, I'm just going to message Bill and say, only order that kind of hoodie.
Yeah, like whatever that is, just do that only forever. Because.
Yes. So what are you toasting to other than comfy hoodies?
I am toasting to my pawpaw. He passed away in January, and his funeral was Saturday, and he is like a large part of the reason I'm a fan of baseball. So I appreciate him for that. And I am drinking. Wait, hold on. Let me give you the whole name, so I sound like real fancy, like a bourbonite right now. I'm drinking Jefferson's Old Rum Cast Bourbon right now. So it's bourbon that was aged in old rum barrels.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. And I've had this bottle for
it's probably a little bit sweeter.
Yeah, it's a little sweeter. And I've had this bottle for like ever. And it's a little sweeter to the point where I'm not going to drink glass on glass of this, you know what I mean? So there was enough left for like one glass, so I finished it off tonight, and I've had it forever. So, because it's still Operation Clean Out the Liquor Cabinet here. Mm-hmm. So I won't let myself buy anything fun until some of this shit's gone.
We're kind of inadvertently doing that. We got to make a run, but we were going to go yesterday, and then it snowed like a bitch, and it's still snowing, and Ben had to work from home today, and he's probably going to have to work from home tomorrow because it's currently sleeting outside.
Hate every word in that sentence.
We got snow last week, but it was like the perfect kind of snow because it was 2 inches, but like it had been so warm, none of it stuck to the road. So it was like just in the grass, and it was really pretty, and like kids could make snowmen and stuff, but I could go to work and not have a problem.
Yeah, we got a tornado last week, so
you did.
That's
why I'm saying 2021 has been complete crap. My dog died. Your pawpaw died. There was a tornado. Like I woke up. I texted you at like 5 o'clock your time. So hopefully I'm on silent. Yeah. But I was like, "Are you alive?" And then she's like, "Well, that's the town I get my fast food for lunch from." So yeah, I'm good.
Might starve.
I'm good, but yeah, no, it's like, I mean. This is like this everywhere. I'm sure I always sound stupid when I'm like, oh yeah, there's all these towns in a row. All towns are in a row because all towns are side by side. That's a fucking stupid statement. But I say it because I drive straight down one interstate to get to work.
There are areas where there's like not a town for 20 miles.
Okay, see
this is very spread out.
And see the way this is like I drive straight down one interstate for like 30 miles to get to work. That's it. Like I literally get on the interstate straight, get off, and my work's right there. Mm-hmm. Well, on that line, there's like one, boom, 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 like 6 towns right in a row. I don't know. They're fucking in a row. And Fultondale is the last one before I get to Birmingham, which is where work is. And it's like 10 minutes from my work, 5 minutes from my work. So that's where I go get my lunch and all that stuff. And like our like Fultondale, Gardendale, Morris, Kimberly are all very, very small towns that make up like a bigger community. Like they all have their own high school. I went to high school. Yeah, like I went to high school in Morris, but like I have lots of friends who went to Gardendale High School and Fultondale High School. So like I'm very familiar with the area. But
my entire county had one high school.
See, I live in the middle of nowhere, but like there's actually a fuck ton of people around me. because we are we're only 30 miles from the city, so
where the Rockets live.
Yeah. So we had tornadoes, and then yesterday we had a windstorm that knocked the power out for 6 hours. Today it was 39 degrees with 15-mile-an-hour winds, and it's supposed to snow in a couple of days. So just give it fucking all to us. Oh, and yesterday, before the windstorm, it was 68 degrees outside.
So we'd also like to toast the linemen who have to work in this crap to get the power back on.
No shit, last night the wind was literally, now it's worse here because I do live on top of a hill, but up here, because David went outside to measure it, because yes, we have one of those little wind measuring things because David is weird, but
also good in apocalypse. So
yeah, he's self-sufficient or whatever. But the wind up on this hill was blowing 48 miles an hour.
Shit.
See, if you had gone outside, we would never see it. You would have been gone.
But so it blew the power out, and they fixed it during the windstorm. So they linemen are up there in buckets. Granted, down
50 mile per hour wind going shh.
It might have been a little bit less, but it ain't a lot of bit less. You know what I mean? They still blowing pretty fucking fast. So anyways, props to them, cheers to them. I wish the weather would chill the fuck out just a little bit. I don't need tornadoes and snow within 10 days.
Spring's coming.
But whatever. It's fine. Made it.
2 months.
Oh, we're not even into the lion month, so that's gonna be awesome.
I'll be out like a lamb. Totally.
Okay. Silence of the lambs. So speaking of craziness, oh, and last one, I know this is really long toast segment, but I got my second COVID shot today. So yay. I'll keep everybody updated on how it goes. My first one had absolutely no side effects. I know people got more from the second one, but then I know a lot of people who didn't get any at all from the second one. And then the nurse who gave me mine today was on the second or third day I had to take a Motrin, but I was fine. But he's an Army doc, so we took 4 Motrin, but I mean that's how we take them. So
yeah.
I've heard some people say their arm hurts and that's it. Yeah. But my arm never even hurt for a tetanus shot or anything like that. So
I intentionally got it. Well, today I got it in the left arm. My first one got in my right arm, so I'd move it more. I've tried to when I came home, I was still cleaning and I didn't want to sit still because I think
don't want to.
I have no scientific evidence for this, but I think if you just have it sitting still, that's when it hurts.
That's what I've always heard. Our friend Marina, she got her second one last week, and she was horribly sick. But even her, she's she works medical something, I don't fucking know, kidneys or something, whatever. But she was yeah, I was really sick. But also, I made it. She was sick for 12 hours. And she was and I don't know anybody else who got sick. So don't let me deter you. Just fucking go take your shot.
Food poisoning or something.
Yeah, she was sick as a dog for 12 hours. But she said, I just took a Phenergan and went to fucking sleep. And then it was fine. But she said even.
You can't feel sick if you're asleep.
Right? So. And she is the only person I've heard of who's gotten a shot and had any bad. I mean, sick for 12 hours to me I would not want that. But if that's the worst, I can deal.
My sister's a nurse, but I think she's only gotten her first dose so far, but she's said it was fine. So yeah, and she's a bitch. So I mean, she definitely would have complained if it hurt.
Marina was like Emily. She had no side effects from the first one. It was just that second one. So really, that's not that bad. Fucking
I can't wait to be vaccinated. Please get to the 1Cs, Pennsylvania.
So the one thing that made me kind of nervous is all of a sudden last Wednesday, WHO and CDC were pregnant women shouldn't take it, which I'm not pregnant, but they didn't say why. Yeah. And I was kind of okay, so why are you sudden you're saying this and you're not saying why? But then they came out and they were just because there were none in the study, so we can't say so either way. Say it fine, and I'm pregnant women shouldn't have alcohol either, and I do that, so whatever.
Yeah, there's so much shit you can't do when you're pregnant.
So much.
You can't have sushi.
Too bad.
Nope. You can't do shit when you're pregnant.
Can't have lunch. Literally. Can't have any seafood. Can't have shit. Can't have coffee.
Yeah,
I mean, I know we're supposed to be careful. Maybe this is why I don't have kids yet. I know you're supposed to be careful, but I'm pretty sure. I don't think my mom did, but I know my grandma smoked and drank with all 4 of her kids, and they turned out great.
Yeah. Just saying.
She probably didn't have sushi because it was like Eastern North Carolina, but I guarantee you she ate fish. Like, just, people lived.
It's fine.
Don't listen to me. This is why I don't
Survival is the fittest or whatever. Cheers.
Yeah. Anyway, so survival of the fittest. Chipper Jones coming back to the MLB.
Hitting coach. I'm so excited.
But can we also slip him in at third base sometimes? Like, just stick him in Riley's uniform.
Put him in left field again. No one will notice.
We still have Riley, because there was that rumor.
Yeah.
Do you have updates, Ashland? Because that's all I heard was people were like freaking out. They're like, I don't trade Riley for Ramirez.
Yeah, I don't.
We're not getting Ramirez.
If we got Ramirez and we traded Riley, we still had the question of who's going to play in left field. So
I just don't think we're going to get him because we've heard about it on Twitter. So that means it's not happening.
I totally agree with that, actually. But
fuck you.
I have heard that there is legitimacy to those rumors, but not like, yeah, it's a done deal, obviously, because if it was a done deal, it would be done. But I don't hold a whole lot of faith in that either. I feel like we just need to sign Ozuna and get on about our business. But I'm not Alex Anthopoulos, so whatever. But if you are listening to this and you were looking for our opinion, that's what we would like you to do, and we would be greatly appreciative. But everywhere else, I mean, the Braves may not really be doing much, but everywhere else is popping off.
Yeah, it's just hot in the streets.
So yeah, baseball is hot in the streets.
Except for Baltimore, but we'll get to that.
True. Jays are doing the most. So
yeah, Jays are.
We'll get to that.
The Twins signed Simba for, I think his was like a 1-year deal.
That was so random. To me.
When I read that, I was like,
wait, sorry, but I really want to get to this. We hadn't recorded yet when the Jays and Astros were like fighting over Brantley, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, because we skipped a week, so I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I just want to see you two go at it later, but we can do that later. Yeah, but Simba is Twins.
Simba signed with the Twins. Wayno went back to the Cards, so
that made me sad.
There dies that dream, because it made me really sad too.
We still can get him next year. I mean, we love a 40-year-old. Come on now.
I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking to somebody, and I was like really hurt that he signed with the Cards. They were like,
I almost added him for the
40-year-old
like,
pitcher.
But how about
I don't care.
He waited till after Arenado came, and then he was like, bruh.
Yeah, so that the fucking poor ass Rockies. I swear to God. Because, like, I mean, y'all know.
I don't feel bad for them.
Did y'all see the meme that was like Robin Hood has shut the Rockies off from trading anymore?
Yeah. So I am like not a Rockies fan, but a Rockies fan, because I like a lot of players on the Rockies, and I like for them to do well, but also I want them to lose to us, but like I want them to do well in general.
I just think they don't want to do well.
They don't want to do well. The Rockies do not want to do well. They paid
Freddie Freeman. They don't want to do well. The end. Like, you can't trade your franchise player. I'm so sick of these teams trading their franchise players just for a salary dump. Fuck you.
I would say not just that, though. Not just they paid $50 million for him to play against them. For him to play against them, they paid $50 million.
Whenever I beating myself up, and I'm like, ladies, I am the dumbest woman on this planet. Remind me of that.
Fucking dumb, bro.
I've never paid an ex $50 million to get the hell away from me, and then come bother me every 2 weeks because they're playing for the rival team. There wasn't a great analogy there, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's actually insane.
An ex who's like a 10 when you're not a 4, but if you're a 4 and your ex is a 10, and then you pay them to go away, but then come bother you still.
And then you're like coworkers or something. I don't know. There's an analogy in there somewhere.
It's a horrible thing. And then you got Story over there, and like, what's he gonna do? I think he's a free agent next year anyway, so he's probably fucking gone, obviously.
And people were like, lock him up, and people are like, no, free you.
Free
Lock
Trevor
the
Story.
freaking Rockies GM up. Lock him up.
And
All of that.
then I mean, like, poor Charlie
He's probably
Black.
on Reddit or some shit. He's probably like trying to
Probably.
shit up
The
his.
stonks for the cards are up. Trade.
Poor Charlie Blackman's just gonna like die in Colorado.
You can come back home, baby. We would love to have you.
Bring Charlie home. Bring Charlie home.
Let's start a hashtag campaign. Bring Charlie home.
Josh Brown already has.
Oh,
so just keep it going because he already has.
Keep it going.
So, what else? That was probably the most like, what the fuck of.
Oh, this is a different sport, but I was slightly buzzed on Saturday night, and I saw about Stafford, like,
that was
going to the Rams for like their entire like first round picks for everybody.
Yeah. Like when Brady got traded to the Bucks, you're like, what the fuck is happening?
Like I literally had to read it 4 times and then like check ESPN, and I was like, I mean, I'm kind of drunk. Am I that drunk? Did this happen?
Yeah, it's insane.
When the Arenado thing happened, that's kind of how I was like. But I was so cold sober. But I was like, I don't trust any source on this.
I was sitting in my mom's kitchen because we were all over there after the funeral eating or whatever, and I literally just said, "Fuck, what the fuck, fuck." And my cousin Hunter, he's a huge baseball fan too. And he said, "Who got traded?" And I was like, "The fucking Rockies traded Arenado." Like, what the fuck?
That's pretty much what I did. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And Ben's like 2 rooms over. He's like, what happened?
But it's like, even when it comes through MLB app, which is like legit, you're like, but
I
is it? That's who hacked it.
Yeah. So also though, technically, because Nolan Arenado has a no trade clause, his trade has to be approved by the MLB, and technically it has not been until today, but it would probably, I don't know, maybe it has at this point in the day because it's like nighttime.
Maybe they're holding it hostage so they can have a later start to the season.
But
they're like, we're not letting Nolan go until you agree to our schedule.
So what they did is they traded him. They paid him $50 million to go away. Then his contract with the Cards, he waived that no trade clause to be traded. Then when he gets to the Cards, he gets another year of a no trade clause. And there's some other thing that's like crazy plus $25 million. Like, it's the craziest contract I have ever seen in my life, I think. Like, it's very, very, like Mom said, it's very intricate. Like, there's so many, like, you have to waive a trade clause, but then you get one back, and then there's an opt-out in there somewhere, I think. I'm pretty sure it's maybe for next year. If it's not next year, it's 2022. But either way, like, there's all kinds of crazy shit. So that was the craziest one. But we also had, just today, Yamamoto was picked up. And Taillon was picked up by the Yankees, or traded to the Yankees.
I like Taillon. He's a really cool guy. And I watched his complete game.
We got Carl Edwards Jr., didn't we? Which
we got Braves
for a minor league.
Yeah, Braves signed him to a minor league deal.
Which people don't seem very excited about, which, I mean, I know obviously he's not like Garrett Cole or whatever, but he did okay.
Yeah. And
so maybe he'll be like one of those that like has a new team and like does amazing. Like Melanson was like came to life in Atlanta.
That's very
also
true.
Re-sign him.
Melanson.
Yeah. Please.
Then the Phillies re-signed JT Realmuto, which I think we all kind of assumed that was going to happen, and Didi. Which again I assumed that JT and Didi would end up back there. So.
Mm-hmm. Also, they were seeing their poor mouthing, like they were so broke and lost so much money, and then he's back and re-signed JT and DD.
Fuck off.
Yeah, and yeah.
When do they trade Bryce Harper to dump his salary? I say 2022.
It could happen.
He's not staying there until he's 40. No way.
He wants to win a championship, Marla.
Wants to bring a championship back to Washington.
He did. Then our good friend Brad Hand signed with the Nats after he almost sort of kind of signed with the Mets, but then that fell apart. So now he signed with the Nats.
What are the Nats? The Nats are like doing a lot, and I think they forget what division they're in.
Yeah.
Y'all aren't
You're doing a whole lot for a fourth
and
place
like Kyle
finish.
Schwarber, and like, for why though?
Yeah.
I mean, you do you. Waste your money.
Who
I don't
did
care.
the Cubs signed someone who everyone was like is pretty much Kyle Schwarber. So why'd you get rid of Schwarber to sign whoever it was they signed?
There was a lot of moves.
It's been a really crazy 2 weeks, guys. So I'm sorry, I don't remember.
It's been a lot.
There's been a lot. And then the Jays.
Jays were doing the most.
I was say they're official with Springer. I don't know when that broke, to be honest. That may have broken after we recorded last.
Well, it was official the 23rd.
I was about to say, but it wasn't official till the 23rd. I couldn't remember when it first came out.
They signed Brantley, but then all of a sudden Brantley was back in Houston.
Yeah, okay.
Supposedly.
So that
was weird.
So what had happened was...
I mean, I guess they didn't actually sign him.
Somebody in the Blue Jays org leaked that they had signed Brantley.
Which we were really excited for because him and Springer are like BFFs.
BFFs. Well... the deal was not finalized, and there were some things that he had not agreed to yet, and then he got upset because it was leaked prematurely, so he said, fuck you guys, and went back to the Astros.
Which is fair.
He probably looked at the weather in Toronto and was also like, fuck that.
Yeah, he realized it's going to be fucking cold, and he's moving to a whole ass different country. So...
Yeah.
Also,
with you on Walt Disney, Georgie.
Like you, as far as when a Major League Baseball player, I say shit there. When the Major League Baseball player is looking at like, if I take $150 million, he didn't make that much. I don't know. I'm just making up a number. If I take $150 million in Toronto, but I take $150 million in Houston, you're taking home way more money in Houston than
the taxes in Toronto are going to be a lot higher.
Plus, everything costs twice as much.
Exactly.
And they don't have Fruit Loops. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
But they do poutine. So who's the real winner?
But so there was a lot. I mean,
I think it's Fruit Loops. It's some cereal. There's like they have really strict laws about what they allow in their food. So there's like this whole black market cereal ring. One of my followers was telling me about.
It's probably like a really big eBay market.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. Yeah. So there was tons of moves, but I just those were kind of the ones that stuck out to me. Plus, since we skipped a week, there was even more, and it just got a little overwhelming at some point.
But the Orioles didn't do anything really. I think they might be trading a pitcher to the Angels, but that wasn't finalized as of when I started recording.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything about the Orioles.
They just don't care.
Like the Braves.
They're like the Rockies, but they don't do dumb shit. Like they just know they're not going to win, and they don't even
try. Yeah, the Astros haven't done anything other than sign Brantley, but other than that, they haven't done. They signed some. I think it was a pitcher.
But you say they don't even try, but at least they don't try to lose. Like they don't actively make themselves worse.
Yeah, they don't. That's true. They aren't like, oh, I do have this one good player. Let's fucking get rid of him.
Paying millions of dollars to go the hell away.
That's insane. That's so insane.
If any MLB club out there wants to pay us $50 million to go away, we will.
Yeah. Like if you want to pay me to never watch your baseball team, we can work something out.
Gladly.
Or to be a coach.
Put it all in writing.
Coaches get paid when they go away.
Even just to be a heckler. Like, hey, get your fucking bat up. You know, that kind of stuff.
You know who's going to be getting paid on Sunday during the Super Bowl?
Not Budweiser, because they're not doing an ad.
That's true. A whole bunch of companies aren't. But a record number of women will be on the field. Yes.
This is exciting.
Yes. So there's going to be 6 women. I think we talked about some of them before during our Kick-Ass segment. One, Sarah Thomas, the referee.
Yeah. I think I don't know what all the differences are, but I'm pretty sure I saw she's like some kind of down referee.
Down judge.
I don't know what that means or how many there are, but she's one.
I think she's the one who keeps track of which down it is.
That makes sense.
This is not Mansplain football elsewhere.
That's coming fall 2021. Don't worry.
That's what I was going to say.
Because you've all asked about it about 8,000 times. So,
P.S. Don't ask us about mansplain football elsewhere when football's over.
But also shout out
to
the Falcons, who I still hate, but they hired a Tar Heel for their coach,
Fuck.
another Tar Heel as an assistant.
Drink.
And they're trying to get one. Hey, you're wearing Carolina blue today. I'm not.
We should make a T-shirt that says "Drink when Emily says Tar Heel" or something. Maybe not like that. But
Except just a sip of beer, because we don't want you to die.
It just says like Tar Heel in quotation marks and has like a beer underneath it or something. I don't know. We'll think on that. I'll workshop that.
We'll get that. Yeah. But anyway, shout out to the Falcons for that. But this isn't about you. This is about the women making Super Bowl history. So Julie Freimeyer, who's a Chiefs assistant athletic trainer, and then Tiffany Morin is also a Chiefs assistant athletic trainer. And when somebody did a post about the women at the Super Bowl, I think it's Travis Kelce, whichever Kelce brother the Chiefs have, was like, they're amazing. I'm so excited, like that they're getting the recognition they deserve. So that was really kind of cool.
I like
Carly Helfand is a Buck scouting assistant. Moral Javadivar, which I'm sure I just butchered that last name, I'm sorry, is a Bucks assistant strength and conditioning coach, which I always love when the women are the strength and conditioning coaches. Like, I don't know, it just makes me excited. And then Lori Locust is a Bucks assistant defensive line coach. So you don't have to, like, all the people are like, you can't coach, you've never played. Yeah. This lady clearly hasn't played the defensive line in the NFL. So that is true.
Shout out to the Bucks. I mean, I don't like your team, but good job for you for actually being inclusive.
There you
go. 3 Bucks, but then 2 Chiefs athletic trainers, and then Sarah Thomas is going to be the first woman to ever officiate in a Super Bowl. So I think that is really cool. And that's on Sunday.
Yes.
Next Sunday.
Go
February
football.
7th. But I just think it's nice the more faces you see, and hopefully eventually, like, we don't have to mention, like, well, I mean, I kind of every year there's more women on the field than ever before, but like where it's not unusual to see a woman on the sidelines.
Exactly. It's not like we need to take 10 minutes to talk to and like, or talk about and like, holy shit, this. It needs to just be like normal.
Well, if you watch college sports, there's always female athletic trainers on the sidelines. So why is this the first Super Bowl? There's 2. That's, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of.
The NFL has a long way to come for fucking.
Lots of things. Lots of things.
When it comes to.
What happened to Chad Wheeler, by the way?
Hopefully he got hit by a bus, but I don't know if that's happened yet or not.
Used mental illness as an excuse for beating the shit out of his girlfriend. That's what happened.
Literally tried to kill her, and there's no excuse for that. Mental health.
There are a lot of manic people. Like I've seen people in manic episodes, and they didn't try to hurt anybody.
No.
So no. Fuck you, Chad Wheeler.
And also, by the way, okay, I know there's rapid cycling, but you didn't go from one, trying to murder someone, finish your supper, and then go, oh, oops, you're still alive. And then the next day be super remorseful. Like,
no.
That's not how it works.
Also, this is very important too. Even if Chad goes and he is diagnosed with something and they say, he was definitely in a manic episode and whatever, that does not get him out of the consequences of the actions during that episode.
How many
if you kill somebody and then plead that you're like insanity or whatever,
you still go to jail.
You still are punished for the crimes you committed. They just might not kill you. You know, or you might
have to serve it in a
or you might have to serve it in a psych ward.
Yeah,
exactly. In a mental institution rather than in
our prison institution.
But actually,
how many have mental health issues? Probably a majority.
Pleading not guilty by reason of insanity is, I mean, the percentage is very, very low where that actually works. And then you have to go for treatment.
Yep.
And during which you're still a prisoner of the state. And then once you are recognized as stable, then you go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, so this is for me, y'all know I know a lot of military people, and it's kind of how I react when like PTSD is portrayed as always violent or domestic violence inducing or whatever. Like it makes it really hard for people to actually speak up and say, I need help, because there's this stigma and perception in people's mind. So when Chad Wheeler uses bipolar or manic episode or whatever he wants to try to say caused him to choke his girlfriend because she wouldn't bow down to him and try to kill her, it was attempted murder. I'm sorry, it was attempted murder.
Yeah. That it wasn't even just that they have had a great relationship and he just suddenly snapped. That's not even what happened. It's because he literally wouldn't bow to her. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Put this man in jail. Why is he out on bail? Throw away the key.
Right.
The end.
But like, if you say this and that's, I mean, it just puts this image in people's mind that somebody going through a manic episode is, violent. Violent.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Right. So if I thought I was having symptoms, why would I go to anyone and say, I'm having symptoms, I need help? Because the first thing that's going to pop in your mind is like, oh shit.
Especially men. Yeah. Men are not allowed to have mental issues in our society, and that's not okay. Because
or if they do, it's automatically assumed that it's a violent issue.
Yeah. And it's like, no, men are allowed to be anxious and have depression and be bipolar and all these things. But they have to be allowed to speak up without you saying that makes them not a man. That doesn't even make sense. It has nothing to do. Your brain has nothing to do with what's in your pants. Stop it.
And he pled not guilty, I guess, today.
So of fucking course he did.
And then
it's very hard to look at pictures of his ex-girlfriend, but like she made a statement. Hard. She said, as long as he's out of jail, I am not safe.
Yeah.
And if you look at the pictures, it is, I mean, it's brutal and it's really hard and it's triggering for a lot of people, but it's not like this split second thing. I mean, he literally continued eating his supper and said, oh, you're not dead.
That's literally Silence of the Lambs shit. Like, fucking, he is a monster and needs to go to jail. And this is one of the problems I have with the NFL. They've had this issue ongoing, and MLB does too, but I know that we all stay away from the players that have concrete, evidence against them and teams and stuff. But the NFL just does not seem to give a fuck. And it's like,
and this is what we've talked about before. Why? Well, I've talked about on Twitter and y'all chimed in. I know we've talked about it in our group text, which I hope nobody ever hacks one day, because that's where the good stuff happens. But you want to punish people for lifetime for steroid use or smoking marijuana. You make them sit out a season. But this kind of shit, and you don't speak out about it.
But you have attempted murderers and Nazis, and that's fine.
I retweeted this thing. It was like the NFL when their players try to murder their partners, and it was like the little blind man with the stick, that emoji.
Oh my god!
Right. And then it was like the NFL when a player smokes weed, and it was like 100 angry faces, a sad face, the confusion face, like all kinds of stuff.
Accuracy. I didn't see that. Was that this? I wasn't on Twitter this weekend. We were out doing crap, so I wasn't. Yeah, I think, and it's not just the NFL, but it happens so often.
And here's my thing too about like violence against women. If a man did this to another man in a bar, that would be attempted murder, point blank, period. You are 6 feet and 7 inches tall, like over 300 pounds. Like that would be attempted murder.
And a professional athlete, you do not even just like big that
you're a professional athlete. Your body is like used as like a weapon on the field.
Yeah, literally, you're a tank running at other tanks.
But you do it to your girlfriend, and it's aggravated assault.
Fuck that.
Anyway, sorry. I know we got off track here, but props to the women that are going to belong. Yeah, the women that do belong in sports, the women that are going to be on the field on Sunday. But I am sick and fucking tired of them wearing purple 1 month out of the year and doing nothing for the rest of the year.
Purple and pink, like they give a fuck.
Yeah, shut up.
Or actually start caring. instead of after the fact saying this. And I'm sorry, he is 27 years old. Now, people can develop mental health issues later, but most of the time it's 18 to 22 when you have that developmental, like in your developmental cycle, when you have that break for males.
Mhm.
So there was probably some symptom before if he does actually have manic episodes and bipolar issues.
Yeah.
Why didn't you try to help this man before he got to this point?
And it's possible he did have episodes and they swept it under the rug like they love to do.
Like they do,
but that still doesn't excuse his behavior.
Exactly.
And it definitely doesn't let the NFL off the hook.
And don't come out later and be like, oh, oops, we're sorry. We really think everybody who needs help should get help. Okay, but then you should have given help when you saw these signs before.
Yeah. It shouldn't take a fucking hashtag campaign on Twitter for you to treat women like humans and care what happens to them, especially by your employees.
And again, men with mental illness, that doesn't mean they're necessarily violent. And some of them can have anger control issues. Like I think we've talked about before, like depression often manifests as anger, especially in men, because it's easier to be angry at things than say, I'm sad and I have feels.
It's also more socially acceptable for them to be angry than sad.
Oh, boys will be boys. It's like, well, but that's not what that is. It's not him rolling in a mud puddle.
Mm-hmm.
He's beating his wife.
Right. But it's okay to get the help you need.
Yes.
Yes. It is okay to seek mental help. I have done it. I'm sure I've
done it for decades now.
Yeah.
I work in the
by
field.
Someone with manic depression. I have PTSD. It's the whiskey. I'm sorry. It's okay to have mental health struggles as long as you work on them.
Exactly.
So.
And yes. And
where were we?
We were talking about women in sports and the Super Bowl.
Oh, kick-ass lady.
Kick-ass ladies.
Yes. So anyway, the Jays, after that very serious conversation.
So the Jays.
Back to the Blue Jays.
Let's try and find his girlfriend's name somewhere and like include her in the kick-ass ladies for like even pressing charges and coming out and saying something.
Up. Yes, and saying
and
something.
sharing her story, because like that takes incredible nerve. But
and
I think it's Aaliyah. I don't want to get it wrong.
A bunch of women, like 5 women, came out against Marilyn Manson today.
Yeah.
So we will see what happens with that. It interests me. And the fact, like, a lot of people have something to say about Puig, and we've had our say about Puig, so I'm not going to reiterate. But the fact that there's 5 women saying something about Marilyn Manson is something a little bit more credible than...
Exactly.
Was it one that came out and then it kind of steamrolled, or was it all 5 at once? I'm just asking for curiosity.
I didn't look deep into it. I saw that, what's her fucking name? Rachel Woods, I forget her first name, but she played the mom in Frozen 2. She played her. She's a singer. She came out first, and then I kept seeing 4 other women, and I didn't actually, I didn't look into who the other 4 women were. So I apologize for not having all the details, but yeah, there's 5 women coming out. They're standing together, and I think that's a very big difference between that and one civil suit, which is very easy to bring. Hold on, I'm trying to find her name too. There's been so much going on, oh my gosh.
A lot going on. Women's hockey is on the verge of collapse, but because of COVID.
Yeah.
But you said the playoffs are this weekend on NBC, like actual national television.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's exciting.
Yes, I'm so excited. Women's hockey has also been having a bit of a tussle, I was going to say it, with Barstool Sports, because of Barstool's history. I'm not going to get into it, but you can Google Dave Portnoy's legal history and find out for yourself. And basically the NWHL is saying, no, we don't want you involved in our league because of the things that you've done, the things that you stand for, the things that you've said. And Barstool got really mad about it, and is basically trying, like, they want to start their own hockey league, and like, go for it, honey, whatever. So anyway, yeah, the NWHL is possibly down 2 teams due to COVID, definitely 1, but the finals are on NBC this weekend. I think it starts Friday, maybe Thursday into Saturday, and I'm very excited because it's history. Like, never before has NWHL been on primetime television. It's super exciting. Still trying to find her damn name.
My parents came and visited me last Sunday, and they have an extra Matt Harvey bobblehead. So now I'm up to 3, because I have the Rockford Peaches, and I have Cal Seeger, and now I have Matt Harvey.
Yay!
Now you need a Joker.
Night. Because it's the Dark Knight.
Joker.
Is he anywhere this year?
Who?
I feel like he had a lot of promise. Is he still with... He's a free agent, because I know he went to the Royals, maybe, at the end of last year.
I think that's right.
So, but anyway.
I'm still trying.
I know we have at least one Matt Harvey fan out there. Griff.
I like him. Like, it's fun. He's fun. At least he was, 2 years ago or whenever that was. Last time he played.
5 years ago.
Whenever.
Bless his little heart.
Yeah.
So
I hope he and like all the other players, a lot of players opted out last year. Like, we got to remember.
Yeah.
Like,
David Price still hasn't played a game for the Dodgers. Pitched a game for the Dodgers, whatever.
So to kind of circle us back around to baseball and slightly, well, this is still depressing, but so they said
this is a great pod.
They were, I guess, trying to tie the universal DH to expand the playoffs, and the players were like, "Fuck you, no."
We should talk about this.
Which sucked, because I want the universal DH now. I've done a 180 on that. But
love that for us.
Yeah, except
welcome to
part
the
of it. Part of it was because when I realized you don't have G's on the pitcher, so theoretically we could have Soroka batting in, like, I don't know,
it wouldn't
Endurance Ciarte.
It would be Max Fried.
Oh,
yeah, Max, we could bat. Nobody else can bat.
And, Soroka might have gotten some skills here we don't even know about. So. Yeah, and I would still love to see Fried pitch run, but I feel like they would not do that because
they wouldn't do it because of the risk.
No, he's gonna almost break his hand again. The freaking madman.
But also, it was fun.
That would be awesome. It was so fun.
I can't wait till I'm like 80 and I can tell my kids, like, I remember seeing him when he ran. And
definitely, like
his little helmet flying off and his hair. Like, okay, Ozzy, go ahead.
My mom genes kick in when that happens, and I'm like, oh, be careful. Oh gosh. Oh jeez. Oh.
Whereas I'm like, oh, that's badass.
I was about to say, but I also did the same thing. I didn't think about his hand, his arm, nothing until after he got up. And then it was like a wave of like, holy
I was like, why is everyone freaking out? And then I watched the replay and I was like, oh.
Because he could have gotten his fucking whole ass arm taken off.
Like his, so anyway, so I don't like the expanded playoffs. Like 1 year, COVID year, okay, whatever. I just think they're stupid. Some people really like them. I like the wild card not being a 1-game series. I guess.
I like the 3-game series for that. I don't think I have strong feelings against the
I don't really care.
Expanded playoffs.
But like separate,
especially this year. I'm like, give me more
on them separate. Don't tie them together.
Yeah, and the players' union already came out and said they are not doing that delayed 54-game series. So fuck it.
Here's my question. So the owners wanted the season delayed a month, but it would go a week later, but they could cut 8 games off or something. And then the players were like, no, we're not doing that. So the players are planning to start the season on time. But my thing is, how does that work if the owners are like, nah, bro, we don't want you to start on time?
I don't know, man. I mean, they got to figure shit out because
that feels like me telling my mom, like, I'm staying out till midnight. And she's like, well, you ain't got a car. So where are you going to go?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could show up no matter what.
The thing is
but how do you get played?
I
assume the owners pay for I don't really know how
Spring
money
training?
works in baseball,
Yeah, I don't know
honestly.
how spring training
But I assume
works.
they write, their salary checks and uniforms and for coaches and for planes and all these things. The money has to come from somewhere.
There are players who will start to report to spring training sites because people go early, but even before pitchers and catchers have to report, there's guys that are like down there
Ozzy
already.
and Ronnie were
And then
down there
there's
real
Nick
early last
Markakis
year.
who walks in like a
2 days
minute
late.
before.
It's fine. Well, I was reading something the other day
He's
that
probably still going to show up when he's 55.
There are people who will be showing up to spring training facilities like within the next week. Like, go ahead and get down there. They've already rented houses. They've already made arrangements. Like, they have flights. Like,
it's one place with no snow right now.
Yeah,
no snow,
and or Arizona.
no COVID.
So
There's
wherever
no
they're
COVID
going,
in Florida. It's fine.
They like those balls are kind of already rolling. You know what I mean? So like people are gonna be there. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens, how it plays out.
Hopefully someone answers us who actually knows logistically, because I know somebody out there does, but I just don't know what happens if the owners are like, no, we don't approve it.
I wish they would hurry up and release the schedule. So
we gotta ask Trev, like, when do they get paid? Like, how do we know what's happening? What's going on?
Because if they
there are some players. Like you think about, there's some players who I'm sure can foot the bill for themselves for the entire year, whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's some guys who are there on a
paycheck.
Right.
Yeah.
Who are he might though. They're having twins. I mean, kids be expensive. But there's some guys that are on a minor league deal, like with an invitation that probably can't afford, name brand ramen right now. So what are they gonna do,
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting month.
But get started. I don't understand, because you think about, I don't know, I guess they're worried because people haven't been vaccinated, but you're going to have to push it back even further if they haven't been vaccinated yet, because you have to wait 3 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on which vaccine you get, to get the second dose.
And then
you have to wait 10 more days to have it be 100% effective.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Anyway, sorry. That was also depressing.
I don't think I ever got back to the Blue Jays. So
sorry.
I think speaking of players showing up at spring training, for the Blue Jays, the last I checked, they had, how do I phrase it? They had spent the most on their signings and trades compared to every other team the last I checked. I think that's still true. If it's not, bite me. I don't care. So they have gotten Kirby Yates, Tyler Chatwood, George Springer, obviously, was a big one, Steven Matz, and Marcus Semien.
They seem to be getting some veterans to go with their young bucks.
Yes. And we all know it's the baby Jays and they're all juniors, but then you also have the older guys. So I'm excited to see what happens. I looked at the collective WAR for the guys that they've added. If we're going by 2020 WAR, they have added 1.3 WAR to their roster, which is not a lot. But if you're going by 2019, which is the last normal year we had in, society, but also baseball.
I was going to say for the rest of our lives.
They've added 22 even WAR.
Oh,
so
that's pretty decent.
Yeah. And they DFA'd Anthony Castro. He was eventually outrighted to Buffalo, the Buffalo Bisons. I want one Buffalo team to not be a Buffalo team. That's all I want. That's, if that makes sense. Buttes, the Buffalo. Oh, I just want a Buffalo Stars, something that's not a
Wings.
Buffalo. Yeah, something. No, that's still Buffalo. I'd think about that one for a second. No, it's too easy. Anyway, yeah, Anthony Castro went to Buffalo Bisons. They traded Hector Perez to the Reds for a player to be named later. God only knows who that'll be.
It might be Hector Perez. You better perform, bro.
Yeah, he's coming back. Oh, yeah, the Steven Matz trade, it was for Josh Winkowski, Yenisei Diaz, Sean Reed Foley. I don't know who any of those guys are, but I'm sure they're fine. Marcus Simeon, yeah. So the Blue Jays are making a lot of moves, and I'm excited. I really am. Even like, and I know you guys kind of talked me through George Springer because I was like, how do I root for George Springer with having been on the 2017 Astros?
Yep.
And you guys were like, listen, like, first of all, it's not just that player. You don't have to root for that player to want him to do well for that team.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, he didn't have, compared to some of the other Astros, he didn't have as many trash can bangs per that chart that fan made. So that makes
shout out to that guy.
And also, he has not been a complete asshole a la Carlos Correa afterwards.
He didn't say
like he's been very right. Like he's been quiet. I feel like he's probably a quiet guy anyway. He just seems that way. But he's been very quiet and reserved and not a jerk about it.
Yeah. So that made me feel a little bit better. And also,
he's very cute.
Well, I mean, yeah. But, like, there's worse things a guy could have done. As much as I've railed on the Astros, maybe it's just because it happened the same week that Chad Wheeler thing happened. I was just like, you know what, whatever. There's worse things, I guess. I don't know. But I'm still going to root for the Blue Jays.
And if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
That's what they say. So... MLB pipeline. That was another headline this week. The Braves have 4 people on the MLB pipeline top 100. I was excited. I think Waters and Langoliers are the only ones that haven't actually played for Atlanta yet. Pasha and Anderson, obviously. Pasha was number 12. I was excited about that. Fun fact: the Tigers have 5 players in the top 25, and they're the first team to ever do that.
I did know that.
That's so good. The Tigers?
The Tigers, they have really good pitching, too.
That's so
like
random.
Their pitching prospects are really good.
The Rays had 8, the Mariners had 6, and the Orioles, the Tigers, the Marlins all had 5, and then we had 4. Actually, the Blue Jays had 4 also, 2 right-handed pitchers and 2 shortstops. So, you know, the future is bright. If
y'all gonna be so mad if AJ Hinch wins a World Series. Y'all gonna be mad.
My God.
And I'm gonna watch the world burn.
Not gonna say it's not gonna happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen this year because those guys.
I think that's safe to say.
Dustin Pedroia just announced his retirement.
Oh yeah.
Today. Yeah, so
because he was I went to MLB transactions and he was the only thing on February.
Oh yeah, that's true. So
what's our, as we wrap this up, what's our positive for the week? Because we have been kind of downers. My positive is I made it through 3 whole weeks of my workout program. Ooh. Like phase 1, and I don't think I've ever actually followed a program as it's prescribed for 3 weeks before.
That's awesome.
Like I always bounce around and I'm like, I don't need a, or I'm gonna skip this day and then double up or whatever. I've done it as it's prescribed.
I struggle with that too. I'm like, yeah, I'll totally follow this thing, and actually, that's my positive. I told you guys before, like my planner came with a New Year's resolution for each month. So it's like more sustainable. And for February, I started my fitness resolution. So I did my push-ups today and I did my ab exercises today. So I already did those and I have something to do every day. And I did it already, which is good because usually I'm like, I'll just get it in quick before bed because that's the only time I have to myself. But the baby slept in this morning, so I got it done quick and out of the way. So that's my positive. I'm gonna keep it up. I'm gonna
And Ashlyn's been wearing her watch.
I have been. I even closed my rings one day last week, which is it's not good because y'all I signed up for that boot camp thing or whatever, and it started last week, and I'm supposed to work out 4 days a week, and I only did one. But
you did one.
Progress, and today is a whole new week, so
a whole new month.
Yeah. Also, it comes with like a loose nutrition plan. I think just because it's supposed to be like just an overall like health thing or whatever. And this lady, sweet lady, Amanda, you're a sweetheart. She has that I'm supposed to be eating like 3,000 calories a day.
Oh my God.
Oh, because you're trying to put on muscle.
Yeah. Do you know how hard it is to eat 3,000 calories a day?
Yeah.
Like that's
like good calories. Too.
Yeah, and like not just.
But even crappy calories.
Like
I could do that.
I could drink 10 Trulies a night, and that's 1,000 calories. But that's not what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I can't drink 30, and that's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be eating like chicken and broccoli and fucking shit like that. And I'm not really doing that at all. But that's the goal. I got 8 weeks, and it's week 2, so
just work
you're easing in, easing in.
Bit every time.
Stepping stone.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
I like it. So we're getting
so hot when we finally meet up.
It's gonna be wild.
I'm so excited.
The world is not ready for this.
I wish they would fucking figure out spring training so we could do it then.
They're also not ready for everyone in the world needs to get one of these Women Belong in Sports hoodies,
t-shirts, sweatshirts. You can get your kids one. I ordered Harper one. Can't wait till it gets here.
Oh yeah, because there is kids here.
Yeah, because there's kids.
But the hoodie is like supremely comfy.
Hoodie's the best thing ever. I have the t-shirt. I think I'm gonna order a long sleeve t-shirt too, because fuck it, why not? And
long sleeve t-shirts are elite. Those are like year-round gear.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I really want a hat, which is also not necessary, but I want it, so I'm probably gonna buy it.
A hat?
If someone's close enough to me to read Women Belong in Sports on a beanie, I'm probably going to punch them, but at least they'll be like, oh, maybe she means boxing.
But you got to think about the selfie game now because we're supposed to be social media moguls as well. It's just like a lady who's never on Twitter.
Up our brands.
Yes.
Yeah, really. I'm so busy on weekends, you guys. There's always so much shit to do, like around the house, and we've been like going for drives around the city on weekends. I'm never on Twitter on the weekends anymore. I feel like I got to get that together, but
I mean, having a life's nice.
Yeah. That's cute. I use Twitter as a means to avoid the never-ending to-do list I have because I'm not a responsible adult. So
I was on it Saturday because who I thought I was hanging out with got a second dog. So I guess like I didn't want to be around that. But I was like on my bullshit, like right back on it. I was like, man, these people are probably going to be like, please leave again. And on that note, we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.